So today we're talking about the posterior functional sling, how it can get tight in deadlifts, and how that can limit your depth as well as ability to stay tall in the overhead squat. So the posterior functional sling is the lat as it inserts to the front of the shoulder here, comes down the rib cage, down across the small of the low back, crosses to the opposite butt muscle, the glute max here, goes from there to the IT band, which comes down the lateral side of the leg down to the knee. If we get stiff and tense from doing a lot of deadlifts there like we did the other day, that's going to limit your ability to get all the way down in the overhead squat as well as staying tall. So go ahead, raise your arms up overhead, big shrug here, feet shoulder width apart, squat all the way down. As Dale gets down into the overhead squat here, if he's stiff on one side, it's going to pull the hip back in this direction, the shoulder down here, and he ends up dropping that bar forward. If you're stiff in both directions, you may have problems getting all the way down in there anyway. So what we have to do is end up using some mobilization techniques to free up that sling as it comes across. So Dale will take one of the foam rollers there. It's a little bit of form of self-massage. He's going to start out on the outside of the knee, the outside of the thigh here. 4 to 6 inch swaths kind of overlapping his way up through the outside part of the thigh. It'll be a little tender, that's okay. All the way from the outside of the thigh, he's going to go to the back side of the hip there. As he gets across the back side of the hip, he's going to come up to the right-hand side of the low back and start out turn towards the right side. From there, he'll then rotate his spine, turn himself a little bit to the left-hand side, continuing all the way through, all the way to the left-hand side of the rib cage. From there, all the way to the lateral outside part of the rib cage to the back side of the armpit, getting that whole posterior sling there. From there, he can get the opposite side if he's tight on both sides. Now, some tension and discomfort in the small of the low back is okay after some deadlifts and a healthy spine. If you've got an unhealthy spine, you don't want to be twisting and rotating and flexing through there. You want to seek somebody to get that looked at. So go ahead and work on some foam rolling.